Yo, check out this clip from the pre-patch podcast.
Nintendo's new console, the design and everything like that did not get leaked. The date of it, we already knew that kind of leaked, but good old Bobby Kotick, Bobby, he he basically went out there and said that the next Nintendo console is only gonna be as powerful as the PS4 and Xbox One. This has not been proven yet by any source at Nintendo. Maybe Boddick. That's this new name. Boddick.
That's his new name. Yeah.
Boddick. Is it?
The Boddick.
It's just, and I'm gonna leave this here. Just how creepy this is. Seeing Kratos laughing at fucking crying Mario. It's just sad. But anyway, yeah. I mean, is this a shocker to anybody? I mean, I don't think anybody expected that Nintendo was gonna come out with a fucking powerhouse of a system, right? Like, I don't think I think they've proven they don't need a powerhouse of a system.
Yeah, that's a age-old conversation of quality over what you can do with what you have, right? There's a lot of with console programming. There's a lot of tips and tweaks you can do that's specific to the hardware, and that's what they're counting on. So you don't really need a whole lot of power to get a lot of fun and performance. It's always been a thing. I've got a friend who's just like, I can't see the sepum coming out of the skin texture on this character. I want my sepum physics. And I'm like, dude, it sucks. Stop playing it.
Yeah. Well,
I think in video gaming, quality is something that's so subjective and has so many different facets to it that just because you're like obviously frame rate and resolution are the most outwardly recognizable versions of quality, but that does, like, you can have the most beautiful game in the fucking world and it still not be a fun or good
30
game.
FPS, yeah.
Or even that, like, quality is something that Nintendo does extremely well in their own particular way that does not require the most advanced resolutions and stuff like that.
And I also hearken it back to every time we talk about Nintendo, like I have to bring up the fact that like Nintendo does what Nintendo wants to do, man. Like Nintendo is over in their little corner playing with their ball and they don't give a fuck.
I mean, they're dominating the market. What do they give a fuck?
Like they don't give a shit what the rest of the market cared, like saying about them. Like Nintendo's like, oh, that's cute. You've got Kratos at 180 FPS on PC and 60 FPS on PS4. That's okay. We got Mario at 30. Fuck you.
Well, they'll drop a new, they're gonna drop a new Mario game. It'll sell fucking millions.
It'll sell millions. Right? Yeah, it's Nintendo, man. Like again, like I said, Nintendo does their own thing.
Like
I've said that from the start, where it's like Nintendo, no matter what, Nintendo will do what Nintendo does, and Nintendo fans will buy it.
Right.
And because it's Nintendo.
And the crazy thing is that they could just reach into their coffers and pull out Kid Icarus, another fucking Kirby, give us another Metroid, give us a Meta Knight game, do another Smash Bros, right? Like they could, give me a Mario Kart, like anything, man. They could put Mario into a fucking, hey, Mario's gonna be a bartender now. It'll sell billions, right? Like it doesn't matter what they do.
Celia brings up a good point as well. Like they can just bring out another fucking Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
and literally,
even though Pokemon
make millions.
Pokemon's not been doing too hot over the last couple of
their sales are still through the roof.
I was about to say Pokemon.
I'm not saying they're not successful. Well. I'm saying that the last couple of Pokemons has received quite a bit of vitriol. Let's just say that, like they've
vitriol that still gets bought and played.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it doesn't. I mean, I'm just saying that it's still they need to do something, because you can only somebody will only sustain for so long before somebody comes in and kind of eats your lunch at a certain point with it.
I mean, a lot of games have tried to eat their lunch.
I was about to say, I don't know about that.
Where the fuck's Temtem right now?
Yeah, I was about to say Temtem. What's that other one that came out? The one with the Snorlax with the
Pal World. That's
Pal World.
Pal World's not out yet. That game's not out yet.
Is it not come out? I thought it had.
No, not yet.
No.
The one that I saw that was like the most interesting take on that kind of thing was Monster Sanctuary, and it was a 2D Metroidvania monster collector.
But the big news that came out of this wasn't the fact that obviously their system's going to be underpowered comparable to the current gen systems. It's that Call of Duty, what they're saying is that the new Call of Duties won't be able to properly run on that system, and that something else would have to be done. And so this is where it kind of set a different tone, because what Microsoft had been saying was like, hey, like we're working with Nintendo to bring COD to their consoles. Do I think that Nintendo Switch players are scratching for COD? I don't think so. I don't see that market being there. I mean, obviously the numbers probably prove
Scratching
differently.
for COD about as much as they were scratching for Apex Legends.
Right. But how many people do you think are actually playing Apex Legends on a fucking handheld?
None. Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, just play it on Steam Deck. Like, yeah, it runs perfectly fine on a Steam Deck.
$600. Well, $599 or $519 on
$519 right now on Steam sale.
Steam sale. But in any case, but I think what basically is being said is like the current gen of Call of Duty will not be playable. It's just like, look, like Nintendo players just got the Arkham series.
Yeah,
that game's been out for years. So
Yeah,
I think this is just saying like, hey, you're gonna get kind of a squashed version of the game.
but again, like Nintendo players, the people that buy Nintendos are not buying Nintendos to play COD.
No, they're
not. They're not purchasing Switches to play The Witcher 3, right? Like,
yeah.
Thanks again for checking out the Patch Notes, part of the Pre-Patch Podcast, which we do live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Or you can check us out on anchor.fm/Pre-Patch Podcast, or any place that podcasts are listened to. Thanks again. Much love.